For millennia, Nefertiti's beauty, power, and grace embodied ancient Egypt, immortalizing her in effigy and lore. Her iconic bust's flawless features continue mesmerizing millions today, as in her own time. Not only reputed the most beautiful woman, but a formidable leader stand alongside Pharaoh Akhenaten with charisma and strength nearing his equal. Nefertiti means, "the beautiful one has come," but the word Nefer has a much deeper meaning, suggesting virtue and perfection. There is no question that Nefertiti was far more than a pretty face. Her impact was such that she served not just as the pharaoh's wife, but also as his co-ruler. It remains uncertain precisely when the beautiful Nefertiti married Akhenaten, the youthful son of Amenhotep III, who would one day rule as pharaoh. Scholars speculate she was around 15 summers when they wed. Together, the magnetic couple reigned from 1353 until 1336 BCE, depicted on temple walls as virtually inseparable, riding side by side in gilded chariots, kissing openly in defiance of royal tradition. 6 daughters blessed their union, the eldest 3 born in the grandeur of Thebes, while the younger 3 saw light in the newly established city of Akhetaten under the Aten's rays. 2 of Nefertiti's offspring would succeed her as queens of both lands, though rumors persisted for a time that fair Tutankhamun had been her son. Alas, modern science has refuted this through mummy DNA analysis. Nefertiti was a dynamic and active queen, personally overseeing ceremonies devoted to the sun god Aten and leading troops into battle as military commander, as murals depict her expertly maneuvering chariots across the plains and skillfully releasing arrows at wildlife. Her amplified feminine physique and finely woven raiment, coupled with her half-dozen daughters representing fruitfulness, indicated Nefertiti herself was revered as a living incarnation of fertility. Iconic renderings frequently framed her as a formidable figure of immense influence, her irresistible allure and commanding presence reinforcing why she remains so memorably legendary. The bust of Nefertiti, one of ancient Egypt's most reproduced artifacts, had been sculpted by Thutmose around 1345 BCE. It was found in the artist's workshop by a German archaeological expedition in 1912. It received international attention before being shown at the Neues Museum in the 1920s. Today, it is considered one of the most magnificent depictions of the female figure from the ancient world. She's as much a symbol of Egypt as the pyramids of Giza. But inside Egypt, her name was lost to oblivion. After Akhenaten died, a systematic campaign to obliterate the memory of him and his followers, Nefertiti among them, was launched. Nefertiti lived during the 14th century BCE, in the glorious era of the 18th dynasty. She and her beloved husband, Akhenaten, ruled jointly from their innovative new capital of Akhetaten, a city purpose-built in the sand, to exclusively worship the radiant solar disk, Aten. Akhetaten rapidly became the revolutionary center of a drastically unprecedented religious reform that disrupted the customary ways of traditional Egyptian life. Some scholars speculate she was possibly the intelligent and cunning daughter of Ai, the ambitious brother of Tai, the influential wife of great pharaoh Amenhotep III. However, her true beginnings remain shrouded in mystery. The beautiful name Nefertiti itself poetically translates from ancient Egyptian to "the lovely one has come," leading many insightful Egyptologists to hypothesize that she may have been a remarkably gifted foreign princess, perhaps the wise and clever Tadukipa of Mitanni from modern-day Syria. Another theory proposed she was noble Egyptian royalty, the thoughtful and learned daughter of high-ranking official Ai, who was Taya's brother, and Akhenaten's influential maternal uncle. However, recent DNA analysis of the exquisitely preserved mummy believed to be the alluring Nefertiti contradicts this hypothesis. There also exists the possibility she was a notably gifted foreign princess, potentially Tadukipa from Mitanni. Akhenaten broke strongly with tradition as his father before him. He moved the capital city from Memphis far to the south in Upper Egypt, establishing a new home in the city of Akhetaten that was built for the glory of the Aten alone. Nefertiti became deeply enthralled with Akhenaten's new sun god, changing her name and her very identity to reflect her profound devotion to the radiant Aten. Nefertiti and Akhenaten worked tirelessly together to establish the Aten's preeminence, crafting an entirely new religious mythology that centered on the sun's ubiquitous presence and power as the sole deity of worship in Egypt. Amenhotep IV renamed himself Akhetaten fully, just as his beloved Nefertiti took a new name of her own, Nefertiti, declaring her exquisite beauty a gift of the resplendent Aten. Both the pharaoh and his queen surely served as high priests for their novel cult. The royal family lived amidst the marvels of Akhetaten, a sprawling city constructed with reverence for their sun god Aten at its magnificent center, temples and palaces basking together in the light. In the 14th year of Akhenaten's reign over Egypt, records no longer mentioned Queen Nefertiti. Some speculated she perished from a plague ravaging Amarna at that time. However, her likeness joined Akhenaten's on his sarcophagus in a place of honor, typically reserved for protective deities, implying she may have acted as his successor and led important rites. Additionally, a solo temple construction in Akhetaten highlighted Nefertiti's singular stature in their society. The enigmatic pharaoh Smenkhkare succeeded Akhenaten's rule for approximately 3 years. There remains conjecture that Smenkhkare and Nefertiti were the identical individual. She could have adopted the male title to bolster her authority. In Egypt's history, female leaders at times were portrayed with masculine adornments to underscore their power. For example, Queen Hatshepsut sported the traditional pharaonic beard on depictions to validate her legitimacy. Such illustrations helped establish female rulers as strong and equal to preceding male pharaohs. In 1999, archaeologists discovered one of the mummified remains interred in a sealed chamber in KV35 in the Valley of the Kings. Initially believed to be a young man, further examination unveiled the corpse belonged to a woman. Her body was defaced, her face and chest were cut, and her right arm severed. These mutilations potentially aimed to deny her an afterlife. Later, Egyptologist Joanne Fletcher conducted extra research, confirming the mummy plausibly was Nefertiti. DNA analysis led by Zahi Hawass also supported this conclusion. Despite efforts to erase her legacy, Nefertiti persists as one of antiquity's most renowned and enigmatic female figures. Her likeness has endured for millennia, and mysteries around her ultimate fate continue to intrigue historians and ancient Egypt aficionados. She remains an inspiration with her reputed beauty, strength, and intriguing narrative. What are your theories regarding Nefertiti's end? This remarkable queen still fascinates scholars and lovers of old Egypt. You likely have your own perspectives about her role in history and mysterious vanishing. Share your ideas in the comments below, and be sure to subscribe for additional captivating glimpses into our shared past.